Alright. Finally get back to doing this. It feels weird to be streaming again. I gotta get rid of these nerves just from a mix of streaming and also doing no miss, no bomb attempts. I want to do attempts today. I've done enough messing around with every spell off stream. I just need to get the hang of it all again. Damn it. That was on a streak of cat. Well, then again, everything before this spell card is not very difficult usually. Sometimes I mess up Maze of Love even though it's static. And Kagame just kind of gives me some garbage sometimes. Oh, I need it. I was messing up this spell card a lot on stream for whatever reason. I'm kind of over practiced for this fight at this point. But with this shot type, there's just so much that I feel can go wrong that it intimidates me a lot. I've gotten the survival down as long as I can remember what I did before. Just stay in the center. Doesn't really matter how high you go, as long as you just move up. Get the extra damage. And just pray this spell card treats you well. I almost said right. Well, I mean, would have meant the same thing, really. I'm not used to the hardest thing in the fight being the last spell card, so it's not gonna help. I mean, Grudge Bow is pretty bad, and Ron's final is annoying. Oh, here we go. The first try cap for today. That's not bad. Finally. Oh yeah, that was when I actually got a freaking no bomb run. And I was like, oh, thank God. Something worthwhile. No, I don't care to save the replay. It wasn't a full run. Before I do attempts, I want more practice on QED. Spell card's still hard. I've gotten better at reading it, but the big issue I'm falling into is I feel it's safer to be on the away from the center sometimes, which it is. But it usually happens during the end, and then I don't deal enough damage to get her to the last part, so I have to either camp out on the side, which isn't good because it's not always the safest location. Or I have to move in, which typically results in me dying. Because the homing shots are weak as all hell. Sometimes I just fail to read the attack. Well, yeah, I'm also going to want to practice a few stage sections before going into runs, because the last thing I want is what happened last time, where I practiced the boss a good amount, and then I was just like, I just want a no-bomb run, and then I didn't get it, because I got bodied by the stage so much. Double KO. That just happens. Especially with this shot type and how long that last phase can last. It just be like that sometimes. Luckily, the other shots will be less of a nuisance, because I'll have, you know, higher damage. Even Marisa B with her very large spread will do more damage. Sometimes it's fine at the end, like that. That wasn't too bad. I was able to read it pretty well. But other times you get some really nasty waves. And there's just so much coming from the left and right that it's hard to read. I do feel it's better to practice at the rank you would be at, which is 18, because I just don't see stuff like rage or really high rank helping me out. It helps me very minimally. I think messing around with it once or twice is fine, but I don't think practicing it exclusively or very specifically will do much good, because at the end it turns into a much different challenge, in my opinion. I mean, if you can get good at Rage Phase, then yeah, probably. But Rage Phase is such a step up that I don't see it needed for something like this. Even with the shot type that struggles on this the most, I don't see me going into Rage Phase. I mean, I've messed with it once or twice, as I said, but it wouldn't help me to just bang my head against a wall trying to learn it. It's kind of overkill at that point, I guess is what I'm saying. It's unneeded. I don't need to learn something that difficult for this. This is difficult, but it's not the Rage Phase. I shouldn't have moved left there. Should have moved like up or something. Maybe left faster if I could have read it in time. Sadly though, because of how it's gonna end up, like when I get to the survival, I'm gonna get all that extra damage in just to make the spell card last faster, last less time. And so, the only way to do that in practice is to go through the survival every time, which I really don't want to do. Oh, that was I knew the route, I just messed up. Sometimes it's just a matter of me messing up. As I see what I need to do, but I don't, like, move fast enough or something like that. The way I see this pattern is, like, you want to try to... You want to figure out the waves that are coming from the left and right. You want to figure out where they're going to end up, when they're going to crisscross. Is there a way you can just mitigate movement? Sometimes I mess up early, which sucks. That one was a bit scary, but I made it through. The hardest part about it is with something like Grudge Bow, you can really just focus your or you can put all your focus in like one location, which is generally around you or above you. With QED, you have so much to pay attention to, because it's a bunch of just rings. So you have from above, from the left, from the right. Is there more than one? Are they overlapping? You have all these gaps that are here, so you have a bunch of different routes to take. Which one is the safest? You have to really think a lot sometimes. And you're also going to be a max rank, which granted, the extra stage doesn't really have a large rank scale. It's just 14 to 18. Which was also kind of annoying to realize that I had to specifically set it to 18 every time I did the extra stage, because higher rank does just generally affect stuff. You play with higher rank than was intended, so it can be rather annoying. Sometimes I misread because some of the dodges I need to do, well, it's because I don't have a hitbox, or I can't see it. I mean, I definitely do have one. Because the homing is so weak and my spread is so garbage, I have to generally stay underneath there, but I don't quite reap the rewards that other shots would get from doing that. I don't quite have the spread that Marisa B has, or the laser, I don't have the damage of Marisa A. I don't have the both of Reimu B. I'm just kind of in this sad position of my spread is okay. My sub shot comes from my options. It's kind of bad. And my damage overall is the worst. Oh, that one was terrible. That one at the end was just bad. The most annoying part is how, with like Ron and Yukari, or mainly just Ron, when her final ended, there was this like slow-mo that happens. And with other bosses, other extra bosses, it's either like a quick ring, you get slowdown, or you get something that helps. But here, she just kind of, right at the end, she dies for a bit, but the bullets don't disappear yet. And so double KOs are just way too frequent. Oh, I had a bad one coming from the left. I want to get like one more cap. Then I want to check out the stage again. I said it with Grudge Bow that I'd lose a run there, but I didn't. But with this fight, I feel like there's no way in hell I don't. I feel like the thing that's made me want to do attempts less of this one is just how problematic I find the stage to be. And then, even if I get to the boss, it's like there's still more problems on the way. Isn't a cap? Now that one wasn't too hard. I think if I just went up right at the end there, could have lived, but I didn't. That was me being kind of stupid, but that also wasn't. That was just generally not a good place to be right there. I can't wait until after I do this, all shot that is, because after that, I get to move on to. I said I was gonna do SA Lunatic, and now I'm gonna do Mountain of Faith. Before that, I'm gonna get a Lunatic 1cc there. I'm gonna do all shot of that extra, which doesn't seem bad. I've practiced it a bit here and there when I was bored. And I figured out stuff like Jade of the Horrid River. I know how to do it. Iron Ring, I only kind of understand. The first survival, I'm gonna need to figure that out better. I have an idea of how to do it because I've seen other people do it. At least for the first part. When there's two of them, I got nothing. And then there's Sewer War. Which seems to be a problem. But I'm less intimidated by it than other, like, problems that are far into the stage and other extra stages because... Gosh dang it. Because the stage itself is piss easy. Kanako's only hard attack is, like, her non-spell, just because of how random it is. It's like Starbow break both Mentos or something. That's what it feels like, at least. There we go. Every single time it's about to end, I move up and I almost hit a bullet. I seem to do that a lot. Come on, just look at score. Alright, because of how it works, it doesn't look as nice as I like it to be. 2 out of 8? That ain't true. That's probably my overall success. Stage. It's the third one, I think. Yeah. So I figured this out. Well, at least these guys. This one is just... It's dumb. The blue rice can just be really annoying here. That's fine. That's part of the stage isn't too bad. Now that I figured it out, at least, when I was freaking doing attempts, I'd die there every second. Is it second half 2? That's, yeah, the start of the books. So, how I believe this works. Red is random. The white or blue ones are aimed in some way. Oops. Just kind of mindlessly moving along. So, I think the blues are just straight up aimed at you. There's just 2 different types of them. You have the very direct ones, and you have the ones that cause issues elsewhere, because they sort of create like a ring. For this one, I feel you want to do something like this, because you have all the aimed parts, and so you just want to lead them into one section and move to the other. Not foolproof, because not foolproof because red is still random, so it can still give you total garbage. Alright, but I really need to just do some attempts, see how it goes. These fairies at the beginning are kind of annoying. I just go for the big power items just so I can get homing and deal with them better. I could route a power cancel for, like, this section, but I don't find it too necessary. I mean, it's a tight section, but it's not awful. Sometimes it is. Like, right there, that was pretty tight. I learned that by shotgunning there, the spell card will obviously take a lot less time, which is great because I suck at it. Royal Flare is static, so as long as I don't mess it up like a dingus, I'll be fine. I hate Philosopher's Stone right now is my biggest hurdle in this fight. It has like no health, but really just bodies me. It was kind of my... I generally know how it works, kind of. I know that blue is directly aimed. Gray sort of like spreads out and then aims. I don't know how the others are. I think red is static rotated, but it's randomly rotated. I can't tell if these are aimed or not, or if it's all random. But sometimes it's just... it's kind of garbage. I think it's static, randomly rotated. This one's just pain. I hate this fairy. I think it might be better to try and... don't be afraid to be pushed off to the side, because I don't think any shot can kill it before it stops shooting. Most important thing here is just be careful. Oh man. I mean, I'm not getting upset, luckily. Last time, like a week ago or something. Yeah, it was like a week ago. I kept saying I was gonna do attempts, or stream, or whatever. Anything, really. And for the longest time I didn't, because I was just too scared to do it. Still find it funny. There's just that one enemy that's off screen for each wave. And they try to come up. That's how they form. You want to try to do it from the left, because otherwise you're probably just going to get trapped on the right. Oh. Maybe it would be better just to hang out on the side. Kind of uncomfortable, but that did feel easier. I felt like there was just less of a chance for something to go horribly wrong. One thing that needs to happen for this shotgun strat to kind of work is just not terrible RNG with the white rice. And then I need her movement to not mess with me. Luckily, we're fine there. Generally, if an attempt makes it past Patchouli, that's probably an attempt making it to Flan, because I don't find the book sections very hard. I've rarely had it really screw me over. I do have that happen though. I don't think I should do a shotgun there with this shot type. I think that just puts me in more danger because of how some of the bullets curve. And so I essentially, while I'm moving down, they slow down underneath me. Because, well, for some reason, they just love to do that. I was messing around with SA, and I was checking out all the, every Satori pattern, with the different, like, shot types and whatnot. And Philosopher's Stone is weird. It looks very easy. Everything's just very visible. It's not like this cluster of, like, smaller, like, I don't even know, shard bullets. Alright, that's nice, yeah. Makes it a lot less, well, less cluttered at the start. So I'm less afraid, less likely to just bump into something. So yeah, for this, I want to try and move off to the side. Don't do that. You want to move, like, with the curve it creates. not against it. As, like, I don't know, I think it's, like, the left part of each wave moves down sooner than the right part. I think that's just how it is for every part, every wave of it. Yeah, I just kind of stood there. Was hard to react to. Usually I don't have it, like, spawn on top of me like that. And I think making it end faster is the better alternative than having it last, like, 20 seconds. Because normally I would bring it down to, like, when 10 seconds are left, and that's problematic. Oops. I'm feeling good right now, despite messing up on the stage a lot. Because this is a really random stage, for the most part. You know, this shot type, sometimes you have to take the risk of dealing more damage, because otherwise something can last way too long, and your chance of messing up increases. It could be worth it to route a power cancel, but like I said, I don't find this section that difficult anymore. I say as I get some garbage. I didn't die though, so gotta give me credit. Yeah, doing it not directly below the ferry is definitely safer, because usually everything just kind of builds up right beneath it. I wasn't great shotgunning, but should be fine. I think she's low. Yep. Alright, just don't do that. Try to just Try to just read it. Stay beneath if you can. End it. I don't really practice books, because, I mean, everything else here is easy. It's just streaming. For some reason, I don't like how these are aimed. They feel so off-center. The white bullets definitely add, I don't know, something to the section. Makes it less random, but at the same time, you're forced to sort of move. Ah. Oh my god, I've never made a worse decision in my life, but it worked. Like I said, when I get a run past Patchouli, that's a run to Flan. Alright. Cranberry Trap. Leviathan. 4 of a kind. What comes after 4 of a kind? I don't remember. I need to remember what comes when, because I like the shotgun at the start of like all of them. The issue is that is a terrible idea to do for a Maze of Love, because she will just fly straight down into you. Is it? Maze of Love is either the 4th or 5th. I think it's after Kagame. Pew, 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 pew. Honestly, the start of this attack is the worst part. I feel more confident in the second part. But the second part is when I get to deal damage. Even though the second part literally has the first part in it. What have I done? I got greedy. Worth. She wasn't taking much damage, and so I really just decided I wanted to finish it. Leviathan. Slide. Alright, now it's 4 of a kind. It's so important to shotgun at the start of this one of all things, because it takes so long sometimes. And getting that extra damage at the start, even if they start barricading her, is important. I don't pay attention to where she is. Yeah, I got kind of memed on there. Whatever, I'll continue. Unfortunate. Yeah, Kagame. This is a very nice, nice one. Sometimes she just doesn't aim at me, and she aims around me. Because I know there's different ways she aims. She either aims at you, she aims, like, to the left of you. Alright, now it's Maze of Love. Yep. I have, in practice, died to this trying to shotgun everything, as I didn't remember the spell card order. I died a 4 of a kind in runs, way more than I'd like to admit. Although I haven't done many, it happens too often. I forgot what this is. Oh, Starbrook, right. Starbow should be where I start getting nervous. Because this is a very difficult spell sometimes. You want to try to stay at the top, but at the same time, you feel the need to move down with it. And so you kind of just get trapped like I did. ExNN is the hardest one just because of her movement really causing issues. I forgot the shotgun. I mean, it's generally fine, because Reimu A does good at this one anyways. This is actually the one thing she has over shot types, her Tadiotropic. It's just good all around. Because you just kind of corner hug with any shot type, and the homing actually comes into play. You can speed kill, and in that case, obviously she isn't the best, but I'm not risking that in a run. I'm surprised I didn't die. That laser comes in so late. I got greedy. You want to move to the right here? Because I don't know how generous the hitboxes are for when they appear. But they aren't quite generous enough. Well, they are very generous with how long it takes, but I can't say for sure how generous, and so I'm not trying to risk it going to the left instead, because that would be moving with the laser, and that's problematic for me. You know, I knew that was a mistake. I forgot that what I should do is wait for the blue wave to pass during that one. Well, this is very low rank for this spell card. Yeah, this is 14. It feels so much slower. Definitely wait for the blue wave on that one. It's just less apparent with the other one. I still stand by this fight doesn't have very difficult patterns, but the lack of resources definitely makes it's still difficult. It's still an extra stage boss. I wouldn't say any extra stage boss is particularly easy. I think with practice she has some of the easier attacks, but it's still a lot of inconsistencies. So for ExNN, I still find her difficult. If you're just going for a clear, then you're definitely fine though, because yeah, a lot of the problems that you may have, you can sort of read ahead. Hey, I capped it. Wasn't at max rank, but I still capped it. Alright, that was 3 miss. My PB isn't 3 miss, but let me just... For text, I'll just add PB, because I did that for the other games. Alright, what did I die to again? The survival. I'm actually gonna practice what I died to just real quick, just to get it fresh in my mind. So we had 4 of a kind. The main issue is just the rate at which they fire the orbs. Can be really annoying when they start overlapping. Mainly Flandres, because all the other ones are straight lines. Flandres is like, it's similar to the other blue orb one, but they shift. Each ring shifts a bit. And so you can't just stand in one gap and survive for the rest. Kagami was fine, Maze of Love was fine. Starbow Break I died to, right? The spell card is just a massive pain. And sure, there is the safe spot, but that doesn't capture the spell, so I'm not interested. I very much don't like... If I'm going for something like no miss, no bomb, I do not want to use safe spots that don't cap spells, generally. Like, if I'm just going for a clear, or in the example I'm about to bring up, Point Device, like Modern Divine Spirit World on normal, use like this. It's not exactly a safe spot, but if you use it, you won't cap the spell card. I don't think you can, at least. Might be able to with Reimu if you unfocus a ton, but I don't know. But yeah, you just stay up in like the top left corner, and you're just fine for the whole thing. I'd do that in a 1cc if I knew about it by the time I did normal. The spot doesn't really work on hard and lunatic, so it's kind of difficult to do that. Meaning that one phase I died to. I need to remember if I want to do the red wave first or the blue wave, because I think I still want to just do the blue wave. I think doing blue first is always recommended. I've really done a lot of the extras that have like the most annoying stages. Yeah, I want to hide in the corner. Or maybe be closer to mid-center and then move back when I can. I don't know. Definitely want to be over during that wave. Let's just do a QED temp, because why not? Can't go wrong with more practice on this garbage. This is probably the most inconsistent extra stage find. This is definitely one of the hardest. Top 2 hardest. I don't know which one would be first, because it's either this or Pristine Beat. But, I mean, they both, even when not at the final phase, they both generally are still rather threatening. I mean, it's either one of those two. None of the others really come close. Well, kinda. Grudge Bow kinda comes close. Saki's final, in my opinion, comes close. I don't think that's an easy spell card at all. It's very cluttered. Okina's final would be, but once you kind of figure out the general idea of how to do it, it becomes a lot easier. Mainly with Reimu, because of how much damage you can do. With someone like I don't know, Io, I guess. It's probably... Well, literally anyone but Reimu. It becomes a lot more of a pain. These bullets are taking a while to leave, goddammit. Oh, that was a bit nasty. I mean, even if you, like, corner hug, you can still get some gross scenarios. I mean, most EX finals are honestly fine. Bronze is just inconsistent. It's all hell. Even when you do the safe spot, it's an inconsistent safe spot, which is my favorite. Got it when fighting Ron. Didn't so much when doing Yukari, but Ron still turned out fine. Aww. I was timing it out. I got close. She was being stupid. I think I was also not really shotgunning for long. I think I quickly went down. I don't remember. I was too distracted because I was talking. Yukari's final is easy. Moko's final, I don't know. Depends on which one you're talking about. If you're talking about her standard final, it's easy. If you're talking about imperishable shooting, it's annoying. I'm gonna have to practice imperishable shooting. And that doesn't sound like fun to me. Good thing I am not doing her anytime soon. I'm saving Moko ExNN, technically FS at the end too, because it's going to be full spell, specifically. I just had to not move down. Yeah, imperishable shooting. Moko's going to be a pain, not only because I have to do it in the first place, which means getting good at Rings of Death, doing imperishable shooting, really annoying attacks like Phoenix Tail. Fujiyama is a route. I still think it's a pain. Her nons in general are the hard part. Her spell cards overall, she doesn't have many hard ones. A lot of them can be routed. Or just figured out. Or safe spotted. Like, what is it? I forgot the name of it. I don't think it's Zufu's Dimension. Zufu's the one with the... Is it? I don't remember. Luckily, there's spell cards like, what is it? Really? I hit that? Lame. What is it? I don't know. You have the one with the bouncing talismans, which is, even if you don't safe spot it, it's easy. I'm not too interested in safe spotting it for the most part, because unless you use border team, you're not going to cap it. Maybe you can, like, if you don't use anyone from border team, you might be able to do it with Yomu. But otherwise, if you use, like, well, maybe you can do it with Remelia, but that might take luck. You can't do it with shot types like Sakuya, Solo Sakuya, which is gross. That's another reason why I'm scared to do it. But since I'm going for all shot, I have to do like the solo shots. And solo Saki Amoko is dreadful. Solo Alice, not so much. Alice does way too much damage to Moko. I think it's because Moko has a similar thing to Yuko in PCB specifically, with like the fan, where if you damage the fan, you damage her. And I think that's why the piercing is so good. That's like the only time in Imperishable Night where piercing means anything. That and Malice Cannon. Because then you can deal damage to familiars with Alice. That was the main issue with the piercing. It was because it was given to a yokai shot type. Like why? It could have been really nice if it was given to anyone but a yokai shot type. Any human shot type, that would have been perfectly okay. Hell, give it to Marisa. She could use something in that game. She's pretty okay, and that's it. Like, Marisa doesn't really have anything going for an Imperishable Night. She has decent power, but I don't find her that strong anyways. She seems so, like, I don't know. She reminds me of Mountain of Faith Marisa B, just because of how mediocre she is. Even past just being a solo human shot. Still not that great. I mean, she's a forward focus speed shot type that you have to do that they gave a mediocre power to. I mean, you're never really gonna use her unless you're using Malice Cannon. And so you have to use Alice, who kinda sucks. Except for Moko, she's good for some reason there. Like, she does stupid damage, it's funny. Overall, having to do that one the most out of any extra stage, and also it being rather difficult, really wards me off from doing it anytime soon. I think I'd rather do a PC98 extra before I do that one. Which, granted, that wouldn't be too bad. Mugetsu and Gengetsu are not very difficult. Now, I played through them without slowdown, and what I learned is, Gengetsu's final, that pattern sucks. I'm absolutely gonna have to practice it, because otherwise I'm stuck. I did an attempt with Marisa A. Absolutely killed it until that attack where I died like 3 times. I don't know what's happening up there, but I don't like it with how long this is taking. Alright, Kagame. I want a shotgun for a bit. Move down, then squeeze right through. Oh, cool. Yeah, wall me. Actually, this is fine. The scary part is how fast she shoots when she will, like, create very shitty scenarios for you. Because you're already having to deal with something rather unpleasant, and then she shoots an EoSD bubble at you. And I don't really know the hitboxes of them, but they're a lot less forgiving than they are in PCB. I specifically, I'm supposed to not shotgun Maze of Love at the start, and my small ape brain said, ooh, new spell card. Thank God her nons are easy. I was so sick of Nue having to deal with third non or Ron and Yukari's fifth non. I love piss easy nons. I can't wait to do Suiko's the stage I'm going to do next. And that's going to be fun because all but the first of Suiko's nons are just streaming. That's it. There is nothing more to them. Like, sure, some of them bounce, but that bounce is really just inconsequential. Can you die? Are you dead yet? Why are you still alive? I say as I probably die to this non. Alright, good. What is this? Yeah, Catadiotropic. I keep forgetting what the actual name is, because I call it different things every time. Because I really have never heard of whatever that word is. It sounds like an artery. That's what's always been in my mind when I hear it. I think of arteries. Alright. This really is just QED waiting room now. Because I should not mess up on this one or the survival. With how much I've practiced them, I understand what's needed of me. Almost messed this one up, but we good. Catadioptric. Yeah, that's what I think, but I always call it something different because it sounds so weird to me. Going up. Imagine if I die right here trying to micro this. That was the first thing that came into my head. And I was just like, well, what if? What if I messed up on the easy part of the survival? Alright, now I shouldn't mess up here. Alright. Alright, I know I changed my mind. I do go through red for that one first. Alright, do go through blue here first, though. Now that the fire rate has increased. Alright, don't mess up here. It's not hard. There we go. Alright, do I cap QED? Oh boy. So far, so bad. This sucks. Ah, I knew it would happen. That was such a shitty QED. What was I being given? Rats! Ah, whatever. I knew it would happen. I didn't even happen during like a particularly scary part. One miss, no bomb. Frick. Well, might as well just say that. It's really hard. I've been practicing it a lot, off stream, trying to get some sense of consistency. No, that's. Alright, well, I haven't gotten many attempts there. That was the first one that ever made the QED. Let me just practice it a bit now. Just because I lost to it. How much I've practiced this stage, I was a lot less nervous than I thought I would be. Probably because, I don't know, I just kind of, I kind of accepted that it would happen. But also I had, like, yeah, it was just a lot of practice that I've done so far. And I was just kind of like, if I don't, I don't. I knew how troublesome this one can be sometimes. And I had some really garbage waves. Oh, something like that too. Alright, I want to turn that back on. Well, it didn't take me too long to do that for today. What was it? Half an hour of practice, 40 minutes of attempts. Only like 2 actually made it to Flandre. It's just gonna really come down to, do I make it past Starbow? And can I clutch it? Can I clutch the run? Because this spell card is really freaking hard. There we go. I just wanted a cap, to be honest. Let's just jump right back into it. I want to do a lot of attempts today. Because of how long I've just... I put this off for a long time. Which a long time is in like a week, but... I had streamed at some point, and then I kept saying to myself, and then I was like, no, I had to work for a bit. And then I kept saying to myself, hey, why don't you stream? And it was like, I got so tilted last time playing. Because I didn't practice the stage, and I didn't want to. Because I only wanted to just kind of dip my toes into everything. And with how other EX no bombs I did that were like off stream went, I was like, whatever. I'll just get this like first try, I'll say sweet, and I'll upload it. And that did not happen. I lost a game over as a double KO to the final. Which, I mean, could be worse. Could happen on a run that's actually on pace. Well, it was on pace to clear, at least. I really am confident in doing this with more shots, though, after this. Like, unlike what happened with New A, where I gave up because I got filtered. I think I'll be fine here. There's like nothing over here, and so I don't want to move. I felt very safe where I was. Alright, don't mess up this stupid spell card. What did I say? I hate philosophers. I say I hate, but really it's just a matter of I can't do it. So, How you been? I've been meaning to get this done. I really have. But with how poorly I played before, because I didn't know the stage, and then anxiety sprung up on me. I'm good right now? That's nice to hear. I could be doing better. If I was doing really nice, I'd probably have streamed or sooner. Oh, I'm blind. Yeah, I just kind of I did some off-stream practice of this. What did I do? I did a run of some game. Oh yeah, I played Lotus Land Story. I'm not really sure when I'll get around to playing PC 98 again, because when I go to record it, the game starts experiencing slowdown, which when I played with Mecho Project, that was just kind of something I accepted anyways. It would slowdown was just a way of life for that emulator. And then I use DOSBox. Slowdown isn't like constant, which is nice, but when I tried to stream Mystic Square, I'd experience slowdown anyways, which was annoying. So, I was waiting on getting a computer, because I'm blind again. I was waiting on getting a new computer, because right now I have a laptop that really likes to overheat. Despite me cleaning it out every once in a while. It'll just... Stuff like emulators, anything more graphically intensive than Super Mario Bros. On NES, it'll start getting really hot. And that plus Streamlabs will just melt my keyboard. Not really, but I'd just rather have a standard desktop. Because my laptop as a whole is actually... It has nice specs. It's just that it's a laptop. And so... It comes with its own fair share of issues, no matter how good the parts are. I want it to go off to the side, and then the blue rice just came in, and I got scared. Messing up on that fairy a lot. It's mainly because I'm a bit distracted, I guess, or I'm just talking or whatever. I'm just chilling. I'm hoping to get the run today, but if I don't, then so be it. I want to get back to actually streaming. I say that like I've been gone for forever. It's been a week. But it's still just like... I want to play again. I want to do stuff. I'm interested in some easier extra stage, no miss, no bombs. I'm interested in playing more Lunatic. All that jazz. Because so far all I have is a PCB Lunatic 1cc. And so I want to do, gosh, what am I doing? I died to that guy like 5 times in a row. Suko will be much nicer. Oh, absolutely. I technically have already NN'd her. Because I was messing around with her fight on TH Prec. I posted a video of it on YouTube, but I was messing around on TH Prec. I started at Kanako's first spell, I think, with Reimu C. And it was and then I just, after I capped it, as I was just interested in how Reimu C shotgun is good. And it is pretty nice when you shotgun. Terrible when you can't. Like, absolutely just depressing. And so after I did that, I said, hey, why not see how far I can get without bombing? And I proceeded to no miss, no bomb the entire rest of the stage, the entirety of Suiko. And my cap rating on, like, everything is just, like, 1 out of, like, it's like 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2. It was the first time I capped Suwa War. One of the only times I've capped Horai Frogs, or whatever. But I have figured out everything. And when I did that with, like, Reimu C, like, first try, it just kind of made me think, like, man, sure would be nice to be that successful with all the other stages I've done. I don't even know if I was happy at the end. I just remember saying, like, no when I capped the final. Like, when I got to the final, I'm like, this isn't happening, right? I do already have all shot types unlocked for Moth too, so it's... Oh man. Come on, I want to get back to the boss. So what I learned was, I mean, most of the fight is easy. The nons are really easy. I learned how to do Jade of the Horrid River, because I had no idea what I was doing there before. Like, that spell was a complete mystery to me. But now I understand it. Iron Rings. I thought I'd have to, like, route it. But really, it's just kind of like... You just kind of, like, slowly stream upwards on the left side when it starts. And you just kind of do that every single set of the, well, Iron Rings, I guess. Horai Red 4. That one I'm gonna want to route, but it doesn't seem like it'll be much of an issue once I do. And then there's Suwa War, which is just yucky. The final is easy, but it still scares me. I just don't do good with, like, crisscross bullets like that. Wait, what am I doing down here? Thank God, like, I don't even know what color that is. I'm just gonna call it green. The green rice is just... It takes its time. Aw, I feel slower for some reason. Or not slower, but I keep misjudging movement. Yeah, if I can do that with Reimu C, Reimu A is gonna be easy. Reimu B is gonna be easy. I already essentially did it with Reimu C, so it'll probably be easy. And then there's Marisa, who the main issue is just her hitbox. And that A isn't very good. B is just aggressively mediocre. And because it starts you off at 4 power, I can't abuse the damage glitch. the 3-power bug. Which, shame, but don't have an option anymore. I'm not really sure if I was going to use it anyways. I'd probably try to use it to the best of my abilities, but I'd still mess it up anyways. Sewer Workout was scary. It was. I saw people do it because they like hang out on like the left side. That was the only reason I kept it. It was definitely scary, but it worked. I'm just gonna need to practice it in the end. Figure out how to really do it consistently. Because the main issue is like, you have like the, I don't know, the vines, I'm gonna call them. Those aren't too much of an issue. They get in the way, but they're not like the thing you're running away from. The thing you're running away from is the other stuff. Which is like the white pellet balls and the red pellet balls. I know that red is aimed at you. Man. Red is aimed at you, and white is just random. And white's what's scary, especially near the end, where it's just so sporadic. It's just constant, like, here's a wave, here's the next one, here's the next one. It all just gets in your face. It doesn't help with the final that I'm already kind of scared of it. And also, it's like, with Reimu C, it lasts an absolute eternity. Most other things are fine, though. You have, like, what is it called? 7 stones. That one's fine. First spell is easy misdirection. Second spell is just kind of tight, but nothing more than that, I feel. Jade of the Horde River is now easy that I figured it out. Snake eats the croaking frog is easy. Froggy braves the wind or whatever it's called. That one's similar to Starbow Break in the fact that there's no real way to make it seem super easy, at least when going for a capture, because it's just that random. Although it doesn't seem as annoying as Starbow Break in my experience. Finally. I got stuck there. Stuck at the first half of the stage for like years. I messed up. We're fine. Yeah, I'm definitely doing Suiko next, because what my plan is, I'm gonna do Moth Lunatic. And then after I do a Lunatic 1cc, I'm gonna go ahead and do All Shot ExNN of that. Should be fine. I don't see it being like this catastrophically difficult thing, obviously. Suiko isn't very hard. The stage is so relaxing compared to all the other garbage I've had to deal with. No garbage spam section at the end. No random and stupid mid-boss. Except for Kaneko's non. But that's not that hard anyways. I'm just chilling for most of it. It's just a Sewer War waiting room for every shot type. Really. Don't go off to the side. Get back in the center. I want to hit you, please. I hate when Cranberry Trap lasts longer than it needs to. I don't really mess this spell card up, but it still scares me despite how easy it is when you do it like the cheese method. Alright, please don't be stupid. I'm just gonna reset. I don't want to continue that run. How do I die there? Why do I die anywhere? I feel it just gets so cluttered for 4 of a kind. I already have to deal with the issue of Reimu A's piss poor damage. But also the fact that they body block each other, and so you just do no damage sometimes. And then, let's see, after I do Suiko, I'm gonna do SA Lunatic. I tried to micro that. I kind of got stuck there. Yeah, I'm gonna do SA Lunatic. And then I'm gonna do All Shot ExNN of that. And then I'm not 100% sure. I said I was gonna do UFO. I don't really know how well that'll go. I might do UFO Lunatic, I might not. Depends on how I feel, really. After doing SA, because whenever I do UFO Lunatic, I'm gonna finish my all-shot journey of that. Preferably with much better success. And then I don't know. That's the only thing I have in mind specifically. EoSD Lunatic sounds fun. Imperishable Night, I don't know. I'm not too interested in Imperishable Night Survival, or at least Lunatic specifically. So I'm gonna wait on that one. But I know I could probably do it. It's not a very hard Lunatic from what I know. Because it's Imperishable Night. But because my general plan is I want to do Lunatic. I want to do All Shot ExNN after the Lunatic of each game. I'd rather not do I'd rather not do Moko. So I'm gonna install that one. Oh wait, what I do want to do actually is Lotus Land Story. Lotus Land Story Lunatic sounds fun. The only issue is slowdown. I don't want to have slowdown. Because, I mean, that does make a lot of things easier. Makes some things more annoying because of how it's not a constant, but... Ooh, ooh. Alright, good. Back to the fight already. Getting good at the stage. Semi-consistent. Getting better at Philosopher's Stone. Kinda. I mean, I'm making it here more than once in half an hour. And ExNN doesn't seem too bad for Lotus Land Story. It has its moments. I'm gonna use save states to practice that. One thing that sucks, though, is those games have rank. And I don't know how I'm gonna really get around that. So what's it gonna be? I'm gonna have to essentially do a segmented run. No miss, no bomb. And then create save states along the way. Well, that's why it would be segmented. I have to create save states here and there to emulate that sort of run working out. But I don't know how much rank would deviate. I don't know if I could accidentally hit max rank before certain parts. Granted, Mugetsu isn't very hard, and I'd probably hit max once I get to Gengetsu, but that is purely an assumption. I hate orbs. What's going on up there, huh? Mystic Square extra scares me. For no miss, no bomb. Specifically all shot. And in general, one of those patterns looks like total garbage. Apparently one of the ones that I struggled with, even with the slowdown, has a safe spot. And so I'm definitely going to learn that, because, I mean, I've seen someone do it in their own no miss, no bomb run of that extra, so it's got to be not super difficult. Maze of Love. Story of Eastern Wonderland. Can't wait to do that one. Installing that game's Lunatic as long as I can. It's just gonna be hard, but I don't mean hard as in difficult. I mean hard as in it's just gonna be the hard difficulty again. But this time enemies have revenge bullets. But I already bombed away like everything in that game anyways, so who cares? I don't like that movement. I don't like when she moves up left at the start. Surprised this is working. Alright, good. I'm not quite in the clear yet in my mind for getting to QED, because I mess up on this spell card here and there. Well, I'm fine now. This is the end of it. Yeah, Mystic Squares extra scares me for all-shot ExNN because of the... Not even because of Alice herself. It's because of that mid-boss. Because when doing all-shot, I'm gonna have to deal with Yuka. And Yuka is kind of notorious as a shot type for being abysmally slow. I think she's slower than, like, PCB Reimu. Like, it's bad. And the mid-boss has a very fast attack that would be very problematic for Yuka. And I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it. Just being very careful on that dodge, because I've, like, never died to it. But when I'm on pace, I'm just... I'm a lot more paranoid. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing thinking that Red Wave was better to wait until dodging. I better shoot the next yellow. Let me dodge. So yeah, Mystic Squares extra is gonna be interesting. I'm waiting on that one. Also because it was one of the last hard 1CCs I did. And I'm not too confident in going back to it for Lunatic right now. Alright. Another attempt at QED. 2 in 1 day, wow. I'm more nervous than last time, I'm gonna be honest. Let's go! Oh my god, that was that last part. Oh. ExNN, baby. Yeah, please. I don't want to. Well, I already have it recorded, so it was scary. Oh. Yes, sir. Alright. How long did that take me? About an hour 45. The first half. That was about an hour and 15 of attempts. I did put a lot of time, but oh. I want to rewatch that. I always like rewatching my runs once I do them. Whew. Oh, that one. Only one run lost there. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm gonna text. Have you ever finished your other runs? Like, oh, for Toho 12? No, I sadly didn't, because when I went to go do it with Sanai B, I had a very poor mentality, because, like, I was very high off of one win, and so I was like, it's an easier shot. I deserve this. And so I got very frustrated easily, and after a bit of time, I just decided that I need to take a break from that extra, and then move on to something else. I'm gonna end up coming back for it, but for now, no. I'm waiting until I do a bit of other stuff before returning to it. I did do at least one. I'm glad I at least did one of UFO. Oops, come on. Alright. 1 down, 4 to go. F, yeah, it was... I at least got Reimu B. That's what I mainly cared about when I did that. I haven't fully given up. I am very adamant on, at some point doing all-shot ExNN for every game. It may take me a long time. There's a lot of games and shot types to go through. And I'm gonna be even doing PC98. Which, I don't know how easy that'll be. Mainly Mystic Square. SOEW just seems like a total pain in my butt. But it's not like one shot type is gonna be like completely terrible. Because slow speed works for that stage. So Reimu C plus auto fire. Well, I'd like to do auto fire, but I couldn't get auto hotkey to not necessarily function well. But I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna end up mashing. I find it, unless I can get auto hotkey to work very well, I find that just mashing the shoot key just gives me more control anyways. This one got very close, I think. I was in a very bad position once it ended. Because I moved up, and then... Oh yeah, that was that was close. Feels good. After seeing a couple of videos and understanding some of the extra stages, here's what I generally have in mind. I want to do PC98 to the best of my ability. I don't know how... I'm sure Mystic Square's extra stage will be possible with Yuka. I'm not sure how much luck I have to rely on, though, due to her slow speed. I need to figure out if the mid-boss is aimed or random, how exactly some of her attacks work, stuff like that. SOEW and LLS are fine. Every other game, while there are going to be some, like, runs that are going to be absolutely terrible because of how hard they're going to be. Solo Sakia, Imperishable Knight. I have to do Sanae UFO, which is going to be a near replica of what I went through with Reimu B. Sanae Hikatia, mainly because it's already a hard fight and Sanae just has the worst time with it. She's not like explicit. She's explicitly worse, but it's similar to like what's gonna happen with like 10 Desires Sanae, where it's just gonna be mildly annoying. Who else? Sakuya B and Marisa A for DDC Extra. They're gonna be a pain. Marisa for Unconnected Marketeers Extra. That's gonna kind of suck. Doesn't seem as bad as I thought, but she definitely has her moments. Luckily, the final is easy compared to like every other final. It's probably the easiest extra final. Okina with not Reimu. I don't really know how that one will go. Like, that's gonna be a very strange thing to deal with. But yeah, overall, there's gonna be some bad ones. I'm gonna do the best of my ability. Some that aren't just mainline games, or, well, one of them is, but you wouldn't really think of it. POFV, the 9th game. ExNN of all shots. After seeing someone do it, I think I might do that just for the hell of it. Because of how extra works, you can just use, like, stall strats. And each run is, like, only, like, I don't know, like 7 minutes. So, overall, that's not gonna be... That's just gonna be more of a, do I want to do it? And how tedious will it be? Overall. Another one is GFW Extra. I don't really know what I want to do with that one, exactly. Because you have no miss, no bomb. That's easy enough. That's simple enough, you know. No perfect freeze. And no dying. You can get hit by the giant lasers all you want. It's basically just an all silver medal run for the boss itself. And then you just don't die it or bomb it anywhere else. But another thing I was thinking of, because of how GFW works, is gold medals. And I was curious, you know, I mean, it's just extra. How bad could all gold be? It's not lunatic. But I haven't actually unlocked extra, but I've messed around with it in TH Prac just out of curiosity. I also haven't even beaten that extra. Because I'm bad at GFW. I only have a 1cc in one route, and that's it. Maybe I should stream that at some point. Maybe after Mountain of Faith, I'll do that, probably. Mountain of Faith, Lunatic, and extras. I'll go ahead and deal with that. I don't think anyone do a pacifist run. A pacifist run is different. It's not even like just no freeze. Complete no freeze, I'd have to be a lunatic, and I'm not. Not even just a lunatic. You'd have to just have complete no understanding of how difficult that would actually be. It's mainly just for the spell cards. Because Marius's gimmick results in a lot of her spell cards being focused around dodge the giant laser that saps your motivation. But just getting hit by that laser, it just drains your motivation. It doesn't actually kill you. It doesn't remove your ability to get a gold medal. So for the most part, that doesn't matter. And because of how a lot of her attacks are focused on that, a lot of her attacks are actually pretty easy to gold medal. The problem is, that's only some. Some of her attacks are easy. Like her first spell, that's free for a gold medal. Her fourth spell, I believe it's her fourth, the Big Crunch, good lord. That is abysmal. It is, apparently all golds has been done. Not in one run, specifically. Just like, I don't know, in spell card practice. People have done every gold medal, apparently. I don't know how true that is. Someone said it. I don't know if there's videos. And theoretically, if all golds is possible, or if you can do every spell card with the gold medal, theoretically, you can do them all in a run. But theoretically does not mean feasible. Because I tried Big Crunch. Just messing around with it. I tried it a lot to try and get a gold medal. And it is just ludicrous. There is so much RNG involved. It is beyond cluttered. And it's not like that's her only problematic spell. The one after that is almost nearly as terrible. And then she has a few others that are pretty troublesome. I think that's going to be like an afterthought. I'm not going to focus on all gold. That's going to be like something I think about. And if I can theoretically do it, I might try for it, but that's gonna be forever from now. I'm gonna check out how QED was, because Mamma Mia. Oh my god, that ending. It's always the last second is always so scary. There we go, ExNN. Exactly a week after I did No Bomb. I didn't really practice. Yeah, the weird thing about GFW lasers is there's technically two kinds. So GFW main game is only 3 stages. The first stage is just basic, standard bullet types. The second stage adds fireballs. And fireballs, basically, unless you use a bomb, or as it's called, perfect freeze in the game, you can't freeze them. They're just there, and you just have to dodge them. You just gotta live with it. Afterwards, you have to deal with, wait, what am I saying? My brain just, like, farted. Oh yeah. After stage 2's fireballs, stage 3 is piercing lasers that will, like, break the ice and spawn blow. I find that difficult depends on which routing you do for those 3 stages. Absolutely. A1, which is like the, I don't know, the generic route. If you mashed Z on the start screen, that's what you get. And if you chose the first option, that's A1. A1 was easy for me. Despite dying like 4 times or 5 times on the final boss, I did that first try. I've tried A2 like 4 times by now. I just couldn't do it. I need to actually route it. Which is kind of funny, because any other normal, I can do with ease. Not necessarily No Bomb. I tried Sakia B, D2C, No Bomb for fun. Which is an oxymoron. And I couldn't do it No Bomb. I couldn't even clear. I game over because of how little bombs I use. Which, while our bomb is garbage, it helps when you know you're about to encounter garbage. But yeah, routing definitely matters a ton. Yeah, stage 3 adds like piercing lasers. They break your ice partially. And then when they do so, they spawn like pellets. And then during Marisa's boss fight in the extra, her gimmick is she has like flashlight lasers. And all they do is they drain your motivation. So they like drain your lives and whatnot. And that's not... For no miss, no bomb, that's not an issue. It literally actually doesn't even matter if you get hit by it, if you're going for no miss. Because you're not going to get hit anyways. And it can't kill you. Like, if it drains you to like 1% or 0%, it's not going to bring you to the negatives and then just end your life. And honestly, it's kind of easier to do it that way sometimes. I'm a normal player, so I do find stage hard. I haven't tried it yet. But from what I've heard, it's very... From what I've heard, it's one of the harder extras. For no miss, I don't think it'll be too bad. Like, once I figure everything out, then it won't be too... It seems very route heavy. And then some of those attacks, I don't know how to do them. I believe third spell, I think it is. Third spell is like the yo-yo one. Fourth spell is the big crunch. Fifth spell is problematic. I think it's the 7th one that's also an issue. 7th or 8th is also a problem. The survival isn't too bad. And the final is actually pretty easy. In my opinion. Especially because of how the last phase works. I used one route, newer mode. Forgot which route it took since it's been a while. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it anyway. I'm gonna have to do all the routes just to unlock extra though, because of how the game works. I don't know if I have to 1cc all of them. in order to unlock it, or I just have to beat them all. Because POF fees extra. You don't have, in order to unlock extra, you just have to beat the game with every character. Game doesn't care if you 1cc or not. You can like 4cc every character, it doesn't matter. I think you can just 1cc one to unlock extra. Alright. Because I have 1cc'd, but I haven't beaten any of the other routes. And it's still unlocked. I know you have to at least beat every route. Alright, now that we're out of Reimu A hell. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this beauty. This beaut of a beast. You know, Royal Flare is basically the same. But then again, it's only going to be different with Marisa A, because I don't even have to do anything, really. That spell card's still kind of annoying. Philosopher's Stone is going to be hard no matter what shot type I use. I think Silent Celine will be easier. This part kind of sucks, in my opinion. The aimed fairies there. Because you can't pacifist that section. I tried. Alright, that was silly. At first you didn't like Reimu's Needles, but I've grown to like them for any game. I'm weird about them. I'm just a big fan of like homing shot types in general. Even for like someone at this point, I should be fine with it. Like at the sort of skill level, most people would be like, yeah, let's use the better shot type because it does more damage and whatnot. I don't know, I just like homing though. Which sometimes comes to bite me in the butt, like for this game. I don't use homing for SA. I do prefer her snakes. Toho 18. Yeah, I prefer using Sanai. Absolutely, to Reimu in 18. Well, Reimu's also really nice in 18. But I do prefer the snakes. I like focused homing. Except like when it comes to the homing shot in UFO, I'd much rather use Sanai B. Not Sanai B, I'm dumb. I mean Reimu B. Instead of Sanai A. I don't like... Sanai A is just... You're just not quite as good. You know, let's put on, like, Invincible. And just... For focused homing. Yeah, same here. I'll generally prefer focused homing. Sometimes I don't get really the option. And then there's LOL K, where I just prefer using Reimu. Yeah, non-focus spread is really nice. Because I feel like spread, when you're really gonna optimally use it, you don't need to be focused. It's usually to like destroy stages. Wow. Wow, this shot type. Wow. Oh, yeah, I just messed up there. I mean, this is just gonna be... Actually, I kind of want to reset now. I just kind of made a silly mistake. I was too overzealous. I don't want to get in that mindset of, I deserve this again. Because then I'm just gonna get burnt out on it. Like before. You can absolutely just 2-cycle that every time. Try Marisa's your least used character. She used to be. I used to absolutely hate using her because I didn't like her speed. I knew she had a bigger hitbox in some games. Not the case in EoSD, so I didn't really care there. But then I just kind of... Well, I kind of knew she'd have a bigger hitbox in some games. But for forward focus, my main characters... Main times I use Marisa is just... When is it? Perfect Cherry Blossom, I use Marisa A, because that's just who I'm used to now. And for 16 and 17, I also use Marisa. Because I just like how much damage she does in those games. Why couldn't I do these dodges when I was doing attempts? I like that I just do half her health because I shotgun right there. Feels so good. Gosh, this damage, it's so nice. Too bad it's gonna be taken away when I do Marisa B though. And here's what I think I want to do. I think that was fine. Oh, I'm gonna tempt fate. It was. Wow. I'm gonna try to learn to 1-cycle that as this shot type because of just how easy it is. Or how easy it can be if I get good at it. Marisa, I only use a few times. I tend to just use Reimu. I've grown to prefer faster speeds. Oh, wow. But I still like the speed of Reimu. It's fine. Unless it's PCB. I think Marisa's best shot type is when she has the piercing lasers. Funnily enough, that's when I least like... Well, it depends. For like the 4th game, Lotus Land story, Marisa A is the piercing shot type. And it is so good. Marisa B here is pretty decent. I don't... But for like... Perfect Cherry Blossom. Alright, I goofed. Whatever. For PCB though, I look as Marisa B. I look at Marisa B as just not as good Marisa A. Oh, wow. I'm just gonna practice everything separately anyways, so... I don't really care if I'm gonna hit too much, I just need to figure things out. And the glitch in 10. Oh yeah, that's a piercing shot type. Is it? I don't remember. I think it is. I'm so used to her having those like kinds of lasers, and then just them not piercing. Because that's how it is in the 17th game, unless you get, unless you use the eagle shot type. I have rank lock, so it's fine. Oh yeah, piercing Marisa is also really nice in UFO. Well, kind of. For 1cc's, she's not too great from what I know. But she has great damage. And she absolutely slays extra, but that's just extra. Ooh, that damage. You prefer winter because of laser? I prefer winter in 16 for so many reasons. Over any of the others. Okina's Winter Final is my favorite of the 4 finals. Winter has his favorite subshot. Has my favorite release probably, although Summers is basically the same. Alright, that was something. Struggle with 11 and 12 on normal. They are, on normal, they are definitely some of the harder. Like, the hardest games on normal, I mean, generally would be like 11 and 12. 11 typically because people will not, well, mainly it's because bombs, from what I know, it's like bombs are tied to power. And because you don't have that extra power leeway that Mountain of Faith has, people are generally scared to bomb. And also a lot of people generally choose Reimu A, who has a full bomb compared to like everyone else. Except Marius C. Marius C's bomb is just worse. 15 because of Clown Piece. Yeah. 15 does have the added bonus that you can play as Racem, and she's just great. But and while you can't take a bunch of hits, you still, it's not exactly free. I don't know if unfocused shotgun is stronger than focused, but I'm just gonna do focus just because I don't think it matters too much. Well, she can two-wave this if Andre ain't running away from me. I think the main thing about SA is that, or for shot types, that makes a lot of people struggle with it for a while, is that you really have your options of a very mediocre homing shot, a forward focused shot that has a bad bomb, a shot that has a bad shot that has an absurdly good bomb. Like, there's no all around best characters. The issue, you have Reimusi and Marisa A's bombs, and just how much you can just spam them that make them really good. You have Reimu A, who has a great forward shot, and is probably the best for no bomb out of any of the shots. You have Reimu B, who is a sham of a homing shot. You have Marisa C, who no one plays for a reason. And then you have Marisa B, who's just kind of there. She has her moments, but it isn't constant. Come on. She hiding? Yeah, she was. And UFO, I think UFO's main issue, players, is just, well, on hard and lunatic, it just has really hard patterns. For normal, the patterns aren't too crazy, in my opinion. It was still one of the harder normals, but I don't think the patterns are crazy. Seems harder than the kill with the homing shot. I thought that when I first cleared because, what is it? The homing shots will attack the boss usually, or the main one. So you get to spend less time focusing on the boss itself. It's probably honestly fine with Marisa B as of her spread. Her spread and piercing makes her probably the best shot type for this spell card. Because you deal damage to the others, you deal damage to the main one, and they can't really body block too well. So yeah, one's already gone. There we go. Yeah, Marisa B just bodies this spell card. No, but I'm not playing her yet because I want to. I'm used to Reimu's speed, so I want to do Reimu B next. Kageme's easy. You just get so much damage here. The only issue, the main issue is just her running away, or that can also happen. I really don't notice a difference in damage between focus and unfocus. It's probably there, but I can't visually see it. So, I also I don't want to risk it anyways with unfocus completely. So yeah, Kagome is easy. I can kill that way faster. As long as she doesn't run away, it's fine. Maze of Love. Comes from a place of, can I kill it fast enough? The answer is usually yes, it seems. But he's good, because it's the second wave that mainly hurts me. I want to lag behind at first, I lag behind there, and then I just bottom hug. Maybe dodge that. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite me in the butt when I do attempts and then inevitably mess it up. Well, the micro I have to do isn't too problematic. Starbow Break lasts way shorter. Which is nice, because I'd follow her anyways. So I just have to hope I don't get garbage patterns. Which, with this spell card, who knows? Who knows what it wants to do? Something I want to do here, which I did with Reimu anyways. I want to shotgun the start of that. Because that excess damage can probably make me finish it way sooner than usual. Reimu can do this in like 2 cycles. So when she comes over here, Reimu B can too, it seems. I have to put a bit more effort into it, at least. Like, there's a chance that I don't. This spell card is just easy anyways. The nons shouldn't be an issue, at least. Nons are never an issue. She has some of the easiest extra boss nons ever, so... She ends that way faster, because you'd always stay in the center anyways. So overall, everything's seeming easier. What a surprise! At most, Catadioptric. Slightly harder. But not really by any significant margin. Alright, now I need to practice QED with this shot type. It should be basically the same, just I do more damage now, hee hee. Means the last phase lasts shorter. And because of her damage, her like shotgun damage and whatnot, once the survival's over, I skip like half of the spell card. It doesn't make it easier, because I'm still stuck doing the hard part. But it still does make it faster. Heyo. I'm never gonna do it like this, especially because I've already dealt damage or enough to not warrant doing this. Besides, I don't need to risk it to get to the hard phases faster. So what are the trouble spots for this shot type exactly? 4 of a kind is still kind of a pain in my butt sometimes. Dang it. I had an itch in my eye and I lost it. Unfocus, let's go. While I'm itching my eye. Ah, my freaking eye itches right now. It's still itching, and it's hard to play right now. Yes, I'm playing with one eye closed. The best I can do to alleviate it. Never mind, that is disorienting. I feel like not many people like Toa 13 for some reason. I think what it mainly comes down to is that people aren't too interested. I'm struggling to speak. So first of all, you need to route your resources, and the game doesn't give you many lives. Even if you do, it gives you plenty of bombs. But resource-wise, people tend to see it as a chokehold when they first play. And then when they get better, and they get better routes, a lot of people are just generally uninterested in the patterns, because pattern-wise, it is probably the easiest game. Ooh, what was that? I really got memed on right there. Yeah, I think it's just because the survival play in the game generally isn't touted as super interesting. I mean, I like it. There's only really like 2 Toho games I don't like in there. It's the first and second one. I think it just comes from a place where, unless you're, like, generally, people tend to like scoring, it seems. At least scoring, people don't like, well, some people don't, but from what I've seen, lower level players have an issue with, source management and stuff like that, and getting resources, and higher level players just have an issue with the game being generally too easy. Or something like that, or uninteresting. First game is weird. It is. I did not enjoy playing it. I never once CC'd it. I just beat the game and then called it quits. I didn't even do both routes. I was I had my fill of the game. At some point I am willing to go back and 1CC it, now that I know that 1CCs that game are actually pretty easy, due to how bombs and getting lives, how easy that can all be. Now that I understand more about the game, so it seems easier to do something like that. That was a very weird set of waves. Something about that felt wrong. Yeah, it's just a strange game. Yeah, like I just said, I might go back and 1CC it at some point. And that's the most I'm doing. I gotta fill out my funny completion list. I need more funny squares. I need more colored squares. I don't even have a section for the first game, but I can make it if I ever do something with it. What am I doing? I keep like getting off to the side and I'm just like brain farting. I'm not thinking right now. Yeah, that game, I kind of get why some people might like it. Because it's an interesting concept. And most people will agree that for survival, the game's kind of garbage. A lot of people are more interested in the scoring aspect. For, you know, the whole 4 fans I've seen. And the other game I don't like is the second one, just because I have too many issues with it. Despite me eventually going to go back to it for extra no miss no bomb for 3 shot types, and I'm gonna at least beat Lunatic. I'm just doing it for the sake of it, to be honest. I don't think I'll absolutely hate doing the EX stuff. Lunatic probably, yeah, it's just hard but worse, which is saying something. I don't mean worse isn't harder. Well, it's technically harder, but it's icky. That last phase is noticeably shorter. That's so nice. Feels like things get less cluttered at the end. Every other game I like, though. All the spin-offs I've played, which I haven't played all of them. I've played not very many, actually, but every other main game I enjoy. I am being pushed off to the side, and that is no good. Dang it. Yeah, like, the lack of focus, a focus mechanic in the second game. Quite frankly, bad patterns, especially on Hard and Lunatic, which I'm pretty sure every pattern is the same on Lunatic compared to Hard. And, overall, just some weird stuff. I don't like that I have to mash the fire key to shoot faster. I don't think that was intended. But holding the fire key just does way too little damage. The game isn't very hard, though. Despite there being a way too many patterns on like Hard and Lunatic that are so questionable, you just say, I don't really think this is possible, which they are possible. One of them, I think, is only because of a technicality, because you can misdirect it. Other than that, it's... You get so many bombs, and you get a thorough amount of lives. And you do all the easy stuff, and you mash the X key whenever something looks bad, which is most of the time, but it still works. Which is the general idea for most 1CCs, but for SOEW, it just kind of works better. I feel like this pattern's just lining up so nicely with this shot. What's going on? Everything's just working out. It's feeling nice. Feeling good. I'm getting a good amount of caps here. Well, technically, I don't like. Well, I dislike 2 of the games out of the main line, or generally out of what I've played. I'm not sure if I'd say I like the 3rd game. I don't have any issues with it. I've just barely played it at all. Like, it's less of a I'm neutral on it and more of I don't have an opinion on it, which sounds very similar, but it's different to me. Frick. It's kind of similar to the 9th game. And I just thought of it like that. I beat the game once with continues, and then I've never played it again. I did a like 10-20 minute run, and that is all I've played of it. So I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't have any issues with it. Seems fine enough. And so generally, if it's like, what are the good PC98 games, I'll always say 3 through 5, because the 3rd game is good. I don't really know too much about it, but from hearing other people talk about it and remembering my experience, it's similar to the 9th game. You know, it's similar enough to the 9th game, where generally, I don't know, they just feel very similar to me. There are differences. The 3rd game actually has bombs. Doesn't have an extra stage. Which is mainly probably why I haven't gone back to it. As I didn't feel a need to. There are no replays. There's no bad ending if you don't 1cc. Yeah, I think. Didn't feel like it. Wasn't that way in the 9th game, so I assumed it's not in this one. In that one. Oh, I should have just stayed bottom hugging. I think it would have lightly glossed over me. I want to do at least one more cap, and then check out some of the early stage, see what that's like. I'll probably be basically the same. And then I'll do attempts. If I feel like it. Their game held less of an interest than me in the 9th game. Probably because I just spent enough time on the 9th game that I didn't feel like playing through something like it again. I'll go back to it eventually, I feel. I didn't go back to it for a hard 1cc. I never even got a normal 1cc. At some point I want to go back and play it some more, just so I get a better understanding of it. Because I did enjoy the 9th game. It's not particularly a game that I feel like going back to often. But I enjoyed it enough when I first played it to unlock the extra stage, which is, you know, beat the game with every character. I did that in like a day or two though, so my arm was very tired after all that, because I kept with the setting where you have to mash fire key essentially. Because the other option is you just hold fire, but when you do that, you focus. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. No, go back. I want to check Philosopher's Stone. Maybe if I just, like, do something like that, and then just... I should do that. That was crazy damage to start off. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, last thing I want to check out. Stage portions. Well, mainly just 3. Oh wow, I kill that fast. That is actually giant. This section's easier. I just kill everything before it does anything. It does, like, something problematic. I don't think that's the case for this guy. This fairy. I think this fairy is just always a pain in the ass. Yeah, I... Hold up, I want to check something. I'm just gonna turn on invincibility. And I want to see if it's possible to actually kill this before it finishes. It doesn't. You don't actually do damage. I just realized that, because there's no sound. It's just a wall. But then, right at the end, you can hear it taking damage. Yeah, it might as well be a good idea to not shoot. Nothing happens. Alright, turn off invincibility. Let's just, at the very least, I want to do a no bomb run with this shot type. I want to just get one of those in. And then I can spend some other day getting a good run. Whoops. I'm glad it remembers my shot type. If I had to scroll down, or scroll every single time to the shot type I was just using, I'd go insane. Ah! It's trying to kill me. The thing that scares me about those fairies that aim at you and they move around the screen is the fact that, they're not very kind. And they still aim at you as they move down the screen. So I have a kind of issue there. Alright, so now that I understand more, and that it really doesn't matter if I kill it or not, I should literally just start in the corner. Doesn't matter if I deal damage or not. Alright, you ain't ready for this, Patchy. Ready for this damage. Please don't spawn anything on top of me. I would appreciate it. That's the scary part about doing the shotgun, just having something... Wait! That was... Oh my god! I don't even have to do that spell card. What have I been doing this whole time that didn't let that happen? Gosh. Well, it's probably just her movement. And her movement's a bit mean. I don't really get to do that as well. Oh my gosh. I can't. This is gonna be so much more tolerable to go through the stage with. I don't have issues with Apache anymore, for the most part. Philosopher's Stone I still have problems with, but like, it's less of an issue. Like, Philosopher's Stone is less of an issue. Silent Celine is just gone. Like, that is hilarious. Alright, please don't get hit. This is very tight. Oh my god, how did I actually dodge that? Honestly, I have no idea. That damage, it's nutty. Oh, I'm so, like, unused to this. Ah, good damage. It's kind of weird that I'd still choose homing after this, but it's like... I don't know, in a way I just find it more fun. Sometimes dealing less damage is fun to me. I'm not all about going optimal shots. Exactly. Alright, nons are still easy. The only issue is I have some degree of an issue just because I have to feel the need to actually follow her now. Epic. Cranberry Trap, no longer much of an issue. It actually wasn't anymore. Because I have my route and whatnot. I was getting greedy. I need to not do that. That's one issue I have. I don't know the limits of my damage sometimes. And so I go for things that will usually kill me. Alright, 4 of a kind. Get some nice damage in. She is now being body blocked. This kind of sucks. Yeah, shoot your stupid things. Wow, she is just hiding. This sucks. This is the issue with this spell card. It's hard to deal good damage sometimes. Jeez. That took way too long. I lived. Probably because I took one out. Like, taking one out makes that so easy. So much easier, I mean. It's not, like... Still not free at that point. Alright, let's hope for good luck here. So far, so good. That was problematic. That was my part, though. And then it's over. Alright, let's try to do Maze of Love quick strats. That second ring is... The second turn is really annoying as Raimue. Or Reimu, I mean. Yeah. Alright, now it's Starbow, right? Alright. This one seems like it could be an issue with this shot type, just because if she moves in certain ways, she creates very uncomfortable scenarios when I try to follow her. We good, though. It's not like a huge issue. It's not like some of the nons I've struggled with in the past. Not similar to those. It's just the most troublesome thing. The most troublesome non, which really doesn't say too much. I went for the risk. Follow me already. Why does like... I just realized, like, half the extra bosses... what happened? Because, like... Flandre's last non... is just this. It's just completely aimed and whatnot. Yukari and Ron had the same thing. And Yuko does... Not Yuko. Suiko does too. I don't know how I mixed those up. But then there was like Moko. Moko's last non ain't aimed. I wish it was. It'd be nice. Just the fact that if I cap this, if I cap the final, and I don't mess up the survival, I've already done it with Reimu B. Come on. That part kind of sucks because that second yellow wave just doesn't like the fire sooner. Alright, do we cap QED? Or do we get another one miss? This time with a different Reimu. That was such a dumb, risky play. Why did I go for that? I lived, but that was not a good idea. Oh my god, I got blinded. I didn't know where to go. Movie one miss. Frick. Up. Rip. Absolutely unfortunate. Yeah, sure, let's save it. Might as well. One. Miss, no bomb. I think what I should do is just for my replays. I can't really rename this one, but for the next ones I should put like RB, MA, MB, stuff like that. I don't know if I want to do another attempt today. I could do it today, but after getting a success and after having that run, I think I'm cool to just chill. Chill for today. Come back on Sunday. There's no way I don't get this on Sunday. Like, absolutely no way I don't do Reimu B ExNN. I just don't see it's possible that I don't do it at this point. Maybe I play like doo-doo. Or maybe I get upset again. I hope not. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Yeah, on Sunday, I'll be back. I'll do Reimu B. I'll do Marisa A. And then the last shot type I'll do is Marisa B. And then I'll be done. I don't know if I said I was gonna do another run. Just one silly thing, but I'm kind of good for today. I've one missed at QED 2 times with 2 different Raymus. How fun. But I got that sick ExNN anyways. And a 1 miss. So, yeah. I didn't stream for too long. Well, 3 hours is decently long. Sometimes I go for freaking 5 hours. I think I'm gonna head out for now. Like I said, I'll be back on Sunday at some point. Probably. I don't think I have anything planned for Sunday. I do live in America, and it will be the 4th of July. But I haven't heard anything of plans. So if I do stream, I didn't have any. If I don't, it's very likely that something came up. Hopefully I'll be able to do Reimu B then. Maybe even Marisa A if I play well enough. And then on Tuesday, I'll try to finish it all up. I would say Monday, but I have to work on Monday. I might stream on Monday, because I have to work at, like, I don't know. It's a short shift. It's at, like, 5:30 p.m. for me. So if I wanna, I could do something like this. I stream at noon. Stream for a couple of hours or so. I'll try to do that. I don't know if I will. At least, the very least, I'll try. I'm very... although I said this about UFOs Extra, I'm very confident that I can now do this, because I have done it with the absolute worst shot, without a doubt. 2 of these are going to be piss easy in comparison. Well, not really. It's still going to be hard, but... compared to what I just did, it will be easier. And if a first try, 1 miss, no bomb doesn't mean anything... well, not necessarily first try. I died, like, once or twice prior. But the first that cleared, that I bothered to finish, made it all the way to QED, died at the last second. Not really. It wasn't a double KO, but yeah. Yeah. Reimu B, Marisa A, Marisa B to finish things off. Then I go to Lunatic Mountain of Faith. Then I do all shot ExNN of that game. Then I either do SA Lunatic, or I play GFW. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. While I don't think Suiko is going to be hard to ExNN, doing it with 6 shot types is still going to take a while. And then there's Lunatic. I mean, if I'm an absolute champ, I do it all in one day. If I'm an absolute beast, everything's first try. It's not going to happen. But, you know, maybe things will go well. Yeah, I've done enough stalling of ending stream. So, I'm going to end things off here. Like I said, 500 times. So, everyone watching, thank you for showing up. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you show up again on whichever day I stream next. Sunday through Tuesday, probably, for this extra. Maybe not Tuesday, because maybe I'm done by then. Yeah. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.